Bismillah. Today, Muslims make up nearly 2 billion people across the globe. We have lands full of resources, a history of greatness, and above all, we have Islam. Yet, when we look around, we see weakness, division, and oppression. And the big question arises, why has the Ummah fallen so low when Allah once raised us so high? One of the biggest reasons is disunity. The Prophet ﷺ described the believers as one body. If one part hurts, the whole body feels the pain. But today, instead of standing together, we're split into countries, sects, and groups. Nationalism and politics have taken over the brotherhood of Islam. When Muslims suffer in one place, many others stay silent. This division has broken our strength. Another cause is our attachment to worldly life. The Prophet ﷺ warned that a time would come when the nations of the world would gather against Muslims, just like hungry people rushing to a meal. Why? Because of love for this dunya and fear of death. And that's what we see today, many Muslims chasing wealth, luxury, and comfort, while neglecting sacrifice for Allah. Our predecessors were strong because they feared Allah more than anything else. We are weak because we fear losing this world. We've also turned away from the Qur'an and Sunnah. The Qur'an is meant to guide our lives, yet many treat it as something to recite, not something to live by. Instead of solving our problems through Allah's book and the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ, we rely on ideologies and systems that have no foundation in Islam. When a nation leaves its foundation, it collapses, and that's exactly what happened to us. Then comes corruption and injustice, from leaders to ordinary people. Dishonesty, oppression, and greed have become widespread. But Allah makes it clear, He will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. When justice disappears, blessings are taken away, and weakness follows. And what about knowledge? Once, Muslims were the pioneers of science, medicine, and philosophy. Our cities, Baghdad, Cordoba, Cairo, were centers of learning. But today, ignorance is common, and knowledge is neglected. Both religious and worldly education have declined. And without knowledge, no nation can rise. The Prophet ﷺ said, when Allah intends good for someone, He gives him understanding of the religion. So, how can we expect strength when we abandon knowledge? Even when we do have power or wealth, our goals are divided. Many Muslim lands fight against one another instead of uniting to defend the oppressed. The early generations lived with one mission to raise the word of Allah. Today, our missions are scattered between politics, greed, and personal gain. Yes, external enemies and colonial powers have harmed the Ummah, but the truth is, they only succeed when we are weak inside. The Prophet ﷺ warned that if Muslims abandon their religion, Allah will allow humiliation until they return to Him. And that is exactly our situation today. But here's the hope. This weakness is not permanent. Just as we rose before, we can rise again if we return to Allah. The solution is clear. Rebuild our unity as one Ummah. Revive our faith and love the hereafter more than the dunya. Seek knowledge, both religious and worldly. Fight corruption and stand for justice. And most importantly, return to the Qur'an and Sunnah. Allah promises, if you support Allah, He will support you and make your feet firm. The weakness of today doesn't define our future. The Ummah has fallen before, but it has always risen again. The real question is, are we ready to be part of that revival, or will we remain part of the weakness? Change begins with each one of us. If we purify our hearts, strengthen our faith, and live Islam in our daily lives, we contribute to the revival of this Ummah. And when individuals change, the whole nation changes. So ask yourself, am I part of the problem or part of the solution?